Oh God. Enough. 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 EO, your daddy is very sleepy. Today is the most active I've been in a week, and I wasn't even that active, but I did go to work and everything today. I tried taking a nap. It didn't really take until it was too late, and then it was time for the race to start. So I'm kind of weary, but nobody will ever notice because nobody's going to be here to watch anyway. I could be some asshole on stream saying like the most bigoted, hateful, slur-filled shit, and nobody would notice because nobody watches, nobody listens anymore. Good thing I'm not that guy. But it'd be really funny if I was, and people just wouldn't know. What's up, Yuki? Little EO. How you been, little EO? So I'm pretty much completely over COVID. Like I said, I had a mild case, but it really lingered and just lingered and lingered and wouldn't go away. Like yesterday, I was already symptom free, but I took a shower yesterday, and halfway through my shower, I was like, whew. I was like tired from standing up. This is the weird thing about COVID. You really don't realize what it does to you until you're like almost completely over it. Uh, I don't think I'm going to Darlington next week. Uh, it's kind of surprising to me if we don't go to Darlington next week, but I don't think we're going to Darlington next week. And that's okay. I don't think the Vegas thing is happening either, but I still plan on Martinsville at the end of the year. I'm still planning on that. The Roval is a maybe, because my dad wants to go to the Roval, and Martinsville's probably definitely happening. Yeah, that was my second run of COVID. Literally almost 4 years exactly to the first time I had it. Because my Facebook memories today were me talking about COVID when I had it the first time, and then I got it the second time this week. And it's so funny because I didn't even get tested, but I know I had COVID. And I'll tell you how I ended up finding out for sure that I had it because Friday evening I started getting like mild cold symptoms. The well, allergies, blah blah. Then the next day I was like, whoa, I feel funky. Didn't feel bad, but I felt weak. And then in the evening my legs started aching. And then I realized I'm pretty sure I got a fever. Saturday night I was freezing fucking cold. I was freezing my ass off Saturday night. Like it was, I had like a hoodie and pants and stuff on. Like I was bundled the fuck up. And then my fever broke and I started sweating my ass off. Um, and then a day or two after that, my grandmother tested positive, and I said, "See, I told you it was COVID." We literally lived together. There's like no way to keep her from getting it. So she tested positive, and I was like, "Well, see, I didn't even need to go get a test. I knew it was COVID anyway." It was even more mild than the first time I had it 4 years ago. 2021 was the only time I had it. Go back and listen to my 2021 Indianapolis road course live streams. I was like balls deep in COVID during those races. Obviously, because this is Daytona Beach, there's weather about, but there's like a 50-50 chance it does nothing at all. So we'll see. Oh, never mind. The race is getting delayed. God, why did I start streaming? Why did I start streaming? They're putting the fucking covers over the cars. Let me read online and see how long this is going to be. Is it just another lightning delay? The biggest difference from the first time I had COVID to this time. Oh, dude, I did not lose my sense of smell or taste. I had my appetite. I ate food every day. I tasted it. It tasted good. Did not lose my sense of smell. My symptom was I had a fever. I was cold and my legs ached. Those were my symptoms. And then towards the end, you feel kind of weak. The biggest difference between the first time I had COVID and this time was that the first time I had COVID, right at the end, I got this miserably bad, the worst sore throat I ever had in my fucking life. And it was awful. It was horrid. The worst sore throat I've ever had. This time I didn't get that. So I'm grateful for that. Let me read on Twitter and see. Just what I wanted, a fucking weather delay. Just what we wanted. Interesting. On the handout they gave the drivers and crew chiefs before the race, it says no burnout interviews. Interviews will take place only in Victory Lane. Oh. William Byron's crew chief Rudy Fugle has been ejected from Daytona because they made an adjustment to the splitter after passing tech. William Byron will start last tomorrow night and do a pass through under green. Well, lightning within 8 miles and a pretty strong looking cell to the northwest. Well, that sucks. So now what the fuck do we do? Like I said, both COVID cases I've had were pretty mild. I've never lost my sense of taste or anything like that. But today was my first day back at work. At five, I told my job I had COVID last Saturday, and the rule is you got to be out 5 days. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I went back to work today. We went fishing today, conveniently enough. So I really didn't even work today, but I was on the clock for like 9 hours. This is Ryan Fitzpatrick talking about Jackson Dart. Oh, he didn't know he was on the air when he said that. They were rehearsing, but it was actually being shown on the air, and Ryan Fitzpatrick was just roasting Jackson Dart. Did I buy a mask? I don't. I didn't leave my house for. I was out of work for 5 days. Didn't leave my house for six because I didn't leave my house the day before I came down with this shit. So never bothered getting a mask because I've been at home until today. Kind of sad. I don't really know what to do without a race to watch. I'm gonna look at the weather one time and figure out if I'm even going to stay on stream or not. Hell, I started my stream because it's like, here we go, and then we come back for commercial and they're fucked. Daytona Beach weather. I'm looking at the radar. Oh boy, that's a lot of rain coming. Well, a lot of it starts to break up, but if it doesn't really break up like that, we're probably fucked here. I don't know. It looks like a lot of it's going to break up. How's my team doing? I don't know. As good as anybody else, considering the regular season ain't started yet. I really didn't want to dedicate an entire evening to this race because I don't know if this is a secret or not, but I'm not really feeling NASCAR these days. I'm kind of just here out of habit because I'm just not feeling NASCAR these days. Could have finished my nap. Did you guys see that Lego Batman trailer? They're making a Lego Batman game with Arkham Combat and Arkham Stealth. And I'm like, absolutely, I am buying that game. It's Lego Batman with Arkham style gameplay. I am fucking buying that shit. It comes out next year. They've already let some people play it early, and they put out a trailer and gameplay footage. It's pretty sick looking. It's awesome. This week, what I've been doing with my time, I've been playing The Last of Us Part 2 chronological mode, which has been really a lot more interesting than I thought it would be. And then I've been playing Batman Arkham Knight and just modding the fuck out of Arkham Knight on PC. What else have I been doing? Let's say Last of Us Part 2 chronological, Arkham Knight with a lot of mods. Oh, I started playing GTA 5M again. I started playing Busted on GTA 5M again. Ironically, the first time I had COVID, that is literally all I did. 4 years ago was the first time I got on GTA 5M and started playing Busted, which is a super fun game mode. And it's been drama free all week long. I played a lot this week. No drama. You know how The Last of Us Part 2 storyline takes place out of order? Like, you play as Ellie for 3 straight days, and then you go back and play those same 3 days as Abby. This new version of The Last of Us Part 2 has every part of the game in the order in which it takes place. So the game actually starts. The first thing you do is the flashback with Abby when she was a teenager, and it's the day that Joel kills her dad. It starts there. And then after that, it goes to the Ellie flashbacks where she's like hanging out with Joel on her birthday or whatever. You see the ending part of the game within the first 2 hours because it's Ellie and Joel on the porch after the party when the guy calls Ellie a doc or whatever, and her and Joel have that like heart to heart, really sad conversation. That happens way early in the game because now everything's happening in order. And the Abby and Ellie parts, you're switching back and forth between Abby and Ellie like halfway between each of their days because it's like Seattle day one, you play as Abby first, and then as soon as she goes to talk to Isaac, it switches you to Ellie day one, and you play that, and then it switches you back to Abby because at the end of her day one, she goes looking for Owen through the night, and that's when she meets Yara and Liv, and then goes to the morning, and you're playing as Ellie again, and like it's really weird how it works because you think in your head you're like, well, this happened, and then this happens, and this happens in order, and then you're like, oh wait, no, this happens first. So now you're playing like the Rat King fight is way earlier now because you're playing as Abby's day two before you play as the rest of Ellie's day two. Because the first part of Ellie's day two is in that neighborhood when she runs into Jesse and then she goes back home. And while she goes back home, Abby goes to the hospital to get the surgical supplies for Yara's arm and talks to what's her face. And that's when they're like, "Oh, Isaac will see you, Abby. You're going back." Blah blah blah. And she goes to the basement looking for supplies and fights the Rat King. After Abby escapes from the Rat King, then it switches you back to Ellie, who was just leaving the theater to go out on her own that night and keep looking for Abby by herself. So yeah, it's weird. It'd be worth streaming one day if I was gonna stream anything anytime soon. I don't think I'm gonna stream anything anytime soon. No point. I would play my MetaQuest or something right now, but there's literally no point. That and I'm still kind of weary from COVID, where I'm just like, ugh, I don't really want to put the energy into doing something like that. Oh yeah, the last thing I just played before I took a break yesterday was Mel cussing out Abby at the start of it's the start of day three. Mel cusses at Abby, and then I think it's gonna switch. Like you're gonna play the part with Abby where she leaves the aquarium and then goes and fights Tommy, and then I'm sure during that it's gonna switch you back to Ellie and Jesse. It's gonna be interesting for sure. It's kind of fucked though because when I started playing it, all the boring, dude, the first like 2 hours of The Last of Us Part Two in order is just cutscenes because it's all the flashbacks with Ellie and Joel after the flashback with Abby and her dad. There's like very little gameplay for the first 2.5 hours because it's all the flashback bits from later in the game now put at the beginning because it's in order. So I had to fight to get through that first 2 hours because I was of the understanding, like, okay, I understand, like, this is all the boring flashback stuff first. Then it'll just be gameplay for the rest of the time. There's a little, the game gives you a warning. If you choose to play the chronological mode, it says, just so you know, like, the game's pacing is going to feel very strange and not quite right because the game was not intended to be played this way, but this is like the sequence of events as it happens. Are you sure you want to play it this way? So there's like a disclaimer that warns you. I feel like it was kind of inspired by the TV show, although there's flashbacks in the TV show. There's a whole episode of nothing but Joel and Ellie flashbacks in the TV show. But like the other stuff that happens in sequence in the first two episodes of the season. I got a PlayStation notification. Lordy. I had Popeyes and it was good, but like it made me feel kind of bleh for the rest of the day. Now I'm craving something sweet, but I'm okay that I don't have anything sugary because I don't need to eat anything sugary. So glad I didn't lose my sense of taste with COVID. Yeah, if they had done that in the original game, people wouldn't have been as harsh on Abby. But then again, if shit just didn't leak completely out of context months before the game came out, the game would have had more of a fair shot. But remember, all the bad shit from the game got leaked completely out of context months before the game came out. There were people online saying that Joel gets killed by a transgender woman because everybody was convinced, like, oh, Abby's transgender because this is woke liberal garbage or whatever they were saying. So there were people just like the leaks were like, duh. Joel gets killed by a transgender woman named Abby, and then she kills Ellie too at the end. Like that was shit that was being talked about, and obviously that's not true. You've never had COVID? Wow. You and my grandmother on my mom's side, my mom's mom, has not had COVID because I called her on her birthday the other day and was like, I got COVID, but I'm doing all right. Happy birthday. And she's like, I've still not had it. And I'm like, that's crazy. It's wild to me to find people that haven't even had it once. I really hate to do this to everybody, even though, like, hardly anybody watches. I think I'm going to fuck off until this delay is over, and I will return, hopefully, whenever it's time to race. That rain is definitely going to hit them. After that, it just depends on how much of the rain breaks up and how much misses them, and yeah. You don't know why they made Abby buff. In the making of, they show like the original designs for her, and she looked a lot like Ellie. But then they were like, "Why don't we make her more like Joel? We'll make her like a female version of Joel, like fucking hateful and strong and like hardened." And they decided to make her buff. But yeah, hopefully I'll be back later. Sorry to leave. I would not have started my stream if I knew this delay was coming, but I watched opening ceremonies. We're ready to go, and then they come out for commercial after opening ceremonies, and they're getting car covers.